Majority leaders have petitioned their speakers to recall the two houses over the Hague trials against the President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto. The legislators want to revive those attempts to pull Kenya out of the treaty that created the ICC. Our political reporter Sam Ogina has been keeping an eye on that case with barely a week before Ruto's trial begins. He now joins us from our city center studio with the latest. Sam?
Well, thank you indeed, Wilson, in studio. It is true that it is a new attempt by parliamentarians again to push for a referral of Kenya's ICC cases to be tried here back in Kenya. Remember that there have been several attempts by Kenya to actually refer these cases into Kenya. Remember that is the push by the then Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, and then also the Deputy President William Ruto. They actually also went on a shuttle diplomacy to actually try and get African nations to rally behind this push, as well as President Uhuru Kenyatta himself. So it is an approach that is actually not new per se, an attempt by the Jubilee government, but it is the Jubilee parliamentarians who say that they are quite ready to domesticate, that is the Africa Union resolution for referral of the ICC cases. They're ready to domesticate it so that the cases should be referred back to Kenya. But analysts are of a different opinion, saying that given this systematic withdrawal of that is ICC witnesses in both President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto cases, then Parliament's move to try and actually withdraw the cases through a parliamentary decree of some sort, then this means that it will actually hurt the drive by the commitment by the two gentlemen, that is the President and his deputy. Here is that story that we filed for you.
Deputy President William Ruto has appealed against the ICC judgment rejecting the transfer of his trials to either Kenya or Tanzania. In an application filed by his lead counsel Karim Khan, Ruto rapped the judges for allowing Chief Prosecutor Fatou Bensouda's late submission on the eve of the judgment day. Saying it is a procedural impropriety, Ruto's defense states the late submission may have swayed the judge's decision. Ruto missed by a single vote to have his case transferred. Ruto's defense has challenged the ruling, saying in allowing the prosecution's late submission, neither the defense nor interested parties were allowed a rebuttal on the additional information. The prosecutor's change of position that would later impact on the judge's decision was informed by an open letter by Africa Center for Open Governance, AFRICOG, Executive Director Gladwell Otieno. Ruto's defense wants the ICC presidency to reject the judge's decision and only reconvene the bench after defense submissions of the prosecutor's additional information and, if need be, submissions from both Kenya and Tanzania, or the bench to be reconvened to determine whether its earlier decision should be thwarted for procedural impropriety. But back home, Parliament is on an overdrive to reconvene earlier than the scheduled 17th September date. Majority leaders of both the Senate and the National Assembly have written to their speakers petitioning for an early recall.
A matter of this magnitude, where we have the Deputy President being taken to a foreign country to go and stand trial. Really, I strongly feel that as a National Assembly, that we are looking into very quickly reconvening Parliament.
Meanwhile, Jubilee Alliance parliamentarians say they will push for the exit of Kenya from the Rome Statute. The MPs say they will domesticate the Africa Union resolution for referral of the ICC cases.
We want to join other democratically elected governments like USA, China, Russia, India, and Israel, who are not members of ICC, to protect their citizens.
After two failed attempts to set up a local tribunal as a remedy to the ICC cases and subsequent approval of an anti-ICC motion by the 10th Parliament, without a revision of strategy, the 11th Parliament is still using the same cards. This, as experts warn, against the use of the same trick twice.
We will face ICC both legally and politically to unreservedly free Africa from exploitative, non-reliable partnerships.
The Cabinet Secretary in charge of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Amina Mohamed, I think she's the one who would be able to prepare a memo to the cabinet. Cabinet will have to sit and approve any such decision to bring that matter to Parliament for purposes of approval from Parliament to withdraw.
In 2010, Parliament adopted Isaac Ruto's sponsored motion to repeal the International Crimes Act, withdrawing the country from the Rome Statute, but after approval, it hit a dead end. Samugina, KTN.